We're talking to the chairperson of the Democratic Party in the state of Tennessee, Mr. BTuke, who has given us some additional information from our first segment dealing with the party specifically in the state of Tennessee. And of course, Mr. Tuke, let us see if we might continue that conversation and allow you to not only talk about the Democratic Party in the state of Tennessee, but how that party fits within the national framework of the Democratic Party, period. And let's do that now.
Thank you, Dr. Haney. And just continuing on, we were talking about some of the issues that are really important in the Tennessee Democratic Party, and they really have a national fit as well. Among, I mentioned education and training and jobs, healthcare is critically important, and especially it's important in Tennessee because Tennessee, as everybody knows, had the leading Medicaid replacement program in the nation, TennCare, but unfortunately it had gotten under a previous administration, had gotten out of control and financially, and so this governor has reined it back in, and it's still, I think, ranked as 7th most generous and 7th most comprehensive program in the nation, but health care is a national problem. We have way too many Americans, 43 to 48, depends on which source you look at, million Americans without any health insurance of any kind. We have 600,000 people in Tennessee who don't have health insurance. It's a national problem and it affects the state. One of the things we're really concerned about is making sure that we have an effective healthcare delivery system and a way of paying for it. And that's a platform of the National Democratic Party as well as the state party. We have, moving on into kind of how things look in a national scene, we of course have primaries going on right now in both the Republican Party and the Democratic Party for the United States Senate. It's interesting to see the contrast in how those primaries are going. In the Democratic Party, we have two wonderful candidates. One, Senator Rosalind Carita, state senator. She's a registered nurse. Interestingly, she's conducting a tough, hard campaign. Most people would say clearly as an underdog, but a great campaign, a positive campaign. Harold Ford Jr., Congressman Harold Ford Jr., is running in that same primary. He is conducting a vigorous and positive campaign, taking issues out there to the people, issues that people care about. On the other hand, excuse me, the other party has three candidates who I have observed attack each other. And I understand that. I understand politics, but the trouble with that is that it leaves the people kind of without a real chance to make their own minds up, attacking one another as they've been doing almost at a character level, trying to brand people as too liberal or too conservative is not helpful. I think it's much more helpful to have a campaign such as our candidates are waging, demonstrating to the people the issues that are most important to Democrats and we think will be most attractive to Tennesseans. That is consistent with what's going on nationally. Nationally, President Bush's approval ratings are at an all-time low. They're down around 38%. The country's in a Democratic mood. The Republicans control Congress. The deficit is a mess. The war in Iraq does not seem to be going well. We have a problem with eavesdropping. The government essentially monitoring what private citizens say on the telephone in the name of security, but perhaps going too far, but an ineffective congressional oversight. We think that this will cause the people of America to say, you know what, we need to have a Congress that will take a look at these things from a critical eye. And we think that that'll cause Americans, in particular Tennesseans, to elect Democrats to the Congress and to the Senate. And we look forward to taking over at least one of the two houses of Congress in 2006 and perhaps both. And of course, we'd love to see both. It's important for government to be shared. I think it would be just as problematic perhaps for Democrats to control all three branches of government as it is for Republicans to control all three branches of government. Shared government is best. Government from